Where are your Mars pets at, Dr. Harloff?
What is it? Has something happened? Cut. Kids in!
The creation of a film production can be a lengthy process. Conception, pre-production, the shoot, post-production. In each of these categories are a number of steps to be taken to ensure a refined, polished product. The script, recruiting cast and crew, securing locations, transportation and such, and the struggle to secure funding, which is an entirely different ball of twine. Welcome aboard a Magic Toaster production. Since its conception, this particular project, which was realized in the fall of 1997, draws to a conclusion in the winter of 2000.
Action.
It's got my head. I think it's got my head. Let go of my head. I think you put something in my mouth. Please.
2.5 years in the making, we're proud to take you step by step through the making of I Come in Pieces. In 1997, CYKO Productions shot a 10-minute film titled Toaster Toaster on the Wall. With a crew of only 3 and over 3 days, the film was shot in sequence with only 10 splices made throughout the film. They felt ready for a bigger challenge. Kevin Doherty had been working on a novelette titled The Spice Pet. As he wrote it, the simplicity of the story had overtones of a filmable piece. Chopping off the first third of the story had the possibilities for a 20-minute or so movie. The Spice Pet became Space Monkeys, then finally titled I Come in Pieces. After a countless number of revisions, the script is complete. Locations are scouted with the aid of Film Commissioner Frank Kowalski. Now the props must be constructed. The Finky, a rounded, spotted creature, must be manufactured. Early prototypes of the Finky are achieved with balloons, but the balloon is impractical. Thus, the Finky is fashioned out of a plastic-covered styrofoam ball, coated liberally with yellow paint. Its spots are painted different shades of grey by hand. 3 Theodore models are manufactured, and 5 others of varying colour. Prop guns are considered for the Spurs character. However, the cost of acquiring a permit, the gun models, the blanks, and an on-set props handler proves too much for the amount of screen time they will be seen. To stay with the campiness of the film, it is decided to go with simple toy cap guns. A toy doll doubles as spurs for the decapitation scene. An elongated tube juts out of the chest. Through it, red-coloured water will be pumped through an opening at the neck. The figure is fashioned from a G.I. Joe doll and the head of a Barbie. A cute little hat. The Superior. The monster is fashioned from a pair of coveralls that plied with an adhesive spray foam. To create its entire body, 8 cans of polyurethane foam sealant are expended. The entire costume is weathered with black, beige and grey spray paint. Its feet, fashioned out of a pair of sneakers, similarly coated with the same foam. A pair of gloves are encased in foam. Pieces are cut away to allow proper mobility for the actor's hand. The head fashioned out of a cardboard box with clumps of paper taped to it. After most of the props are manufactured, audition call sheets are plastered throughout the city. Considered for the role of Willie Popcorn are several youngsters from the Manitoba Theatre for Young People, as is the bully character Russell Foley. But Beau Sweatman, with a rich history of entertainment experience, lands the role of Willie Popcorn. His fraternal twin Conrad is recruited to portray Russo. Veteran stage actor and close personal friend of Doherty's, Nick Shoup, is handed the role of Dr. Harlock. Responding to audition call sheets, aspiring actors flock to the auditions. Alan Mackenzie, a frequent Fringe Festival performer, arrives to audition.
Witness the marriage of myself and the beautiful, if you like it, right here. I'm gonna ask you one more time, boy. Yes, I have a thing.
His gruff and rough appearance and long locks of hair make him a shoo-in for the role of Spurs, the film's villain.
Oh, joy. Hey, sport!
Willie, thank God you're...
The role of Hugh Popcorn, Willie's conservative father, goes to Jeff Wilson, who's done much work on stage, television and film.
Failing your partner doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Nothing can hurt us if we won't see it as hurtful. Nothing can destroy us. We will not see it as destructive. Everything is just a part of life. Part of what we all are.
Dolores Zeller, an active writer and actress, wins the role of Willie's mother.
Has he ever done this before?
No, I don't let him watch much television or play lots on the Atari, so I don't know what it could be.
Marla Kalin tries out for a role in the film.
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't know what it's like, though. God, to walk through those agency doors. There's always some gal sitting on the other side of the desk with a stack of resumes filed high up to the ceiling in front of her. You have quite a good
With a ton of
fancy
theatre
dog.
work under her belt, accomplished actress Marla Kalin locks up the role of Russell's flamboyant, hip mother, Connie. Laura McKay qualifies not only for one role, but two.
Before you go, perhaps you should hear one thing. I lied. I said I love you, but I lied.
Her double duty consists of playing the school teacher and Dr. Harlock's nurse. Having filled the roles, the actors are gathered for a script read. Call sheets and other pertinent handouts are distributed at the meeting. For the first time, director Kevin Doherty hears his screenplay come to life as the actors deliver the lines.
Stop it!
Enough. Give the Finky back to Willie.
What you gonna do for the popcorn? This butterfly?
I will not ask you again, Russell Foley.
Oh, it's got my head! I think it's got my head! Let go, oh my head! Oh no, I think it's put something in my mouth!
Good.
Where are you headed to, boy?
Home.
What you carrying in that there Finky basket? A Finky?
Yes, Einstein.
Don't be smart. I'm gonna ask you one more time, boy.
The dry read also allows for the cast to become acquainted, to familiarize themselves with one another. The dry read satisfies Doherty. Now to the next step in the process, the rehearsal. Doherty instructs the actors on set. Selected scenes are played out and videotaped via a camcorder.
Those years, all of the best and most reputable scientists in the world monitored them until they were satisfied that these little suckers were absent. I missed something, didn't I?
Why does that one keep moving? It's so it can see us. Every time we...
Oh,
No, I never
Yeah, that's good.
Say, Russell, what's... Oh, wait, sorry. Though I don't much like to buy trendy things for my family. Well, not right away.
Selecting from a list of Winnipeg Film Group volunteers, crew members are recruited. Production assistants, sound recordists, grips, prop managers, and a camera crew. On the eve of principal photography, equipment is gathered. The equipment room at the Winnipeg Film Group is invaded and stripped bare, as is the equipment room at the National Film Board of Canada. The equipment is stored at Kevin Doherty's residence for tomorrow's shoot. Some of the props stand by for the shoot. Only mere hours away from production, Kevin Doherty is a bundle of nerves. An excerpt from his home movies confirms his anxiety.
I'm a little scared, I'm a little nervous. It's 2:09, I'm getting up at 5 o'clock, so I'm getting up in about 2.5 hours.
1. The classroom shots at the film opening are up first. It's the first day of production. At the crack of dawn, the convoy of trucks and vans transporting the film gear travels north to Riverbend School. The crew will rendezvous at the location where they will spend up to 2 hours schlepping and organizing. Room 9 is where the action will take place. Principal Margaret Brett and Vice Principal Jean Caban have issued notice to the students of Room 9. A parent's signature on the notice gives consent for their children to participate. The crew busily sets up for the first shot. The camera is loaded, lights are erected, the sound gear is readied, and light readings are taken.
Speed. Scene 26, take 2.
Mark it. Set.
Action.
Oh, you've brought a finky. How nice.
Cut. Action. Action.
You're hurting him. You're just jealous because you don't have one. Give him back.
Cut. That was well done.
Thank you, guys.
Recess, your line's coming up.
Hey, was that something up the eye?
That's good.
I'm gonna catch it.
I did not.
The shots, which don't include classroom extras, run the smoothest. The kids who were so well behaved for the first hour or so of shooting begin to grow weary. They become bored. To stave off this boredom, they begin to behave as children who are bored normally do. Frolicking about and fighting among them ensues. The students run rampant. The entire class grows into autograph hounds and crowd the crew seeking their signatures. Bo and Con are swamped by female admirers.
I like Conrad.
You all like Conrad.
Yeah, and I like Bo too. I like Bo. I like Bo. And Michael likes Spice Girls rule.
You said you think you're a hunk.
Pull out a piece of your hair.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely. Ow, get away.
A total of 4 different days are spent shooting the classroom scene. A total of 30 hours. Time to move on. The location transfer is welcomed as the school became much too muggy and warm as the air conditioning had to be shut off for the sound department. After the classroom sequence and the film's opening title, we are transported to Dr. Horlock's waiting room. Unused office space at Conestoga Tire and Rim is the location. Only a half a day is needed to get the necessary shots. The waiting room scene is the smoothest and most satisfying to Doherty.
Well, I think we're gonna go for space. Okay, we're gonna rehearse this.
Please.
Go ahead.
That's the lines?
Go ahead, Con.
Mom, can we get a computer?
No, a calculator's just as good.
How's that for sound?
Completion of this portion wraps well ahead of schedule. However, Doherty's gratification would be soon short-lived. We now go from the waiting room to the North End Water Pollution Control Center for Dr. Horlock's laboratory scenes. This segment would prove to be the most trying for Doherty. The plant managers promised only 2 days at most would be required to capture all the necessary shots. The setups eat up more time than foreseen. Time is of the essence, but the shoot is plagued with lengthy delays. Spurs and Russell's mother shake a leg to keep from being bored in between setups. Doherty reviews the storyboards with camera person Linda Danchuk. The storyboards are hand-drawn renditions of every shot and are vital to the
So you
production.
may have to correct a bit, eh? You may have to...
Finally, photography begins.
Mark it. And frame.
Action. It's okay, he can stay. Cut.
Speed. Scene 85A, take 1.
Mark it. Frame.
Action.
and a guppy.
Oh, yeah.
There is grave concern that a return visit to the plant may be needed. After 2 12-hour days of shooting, only a third of the lab sequence is shot. The production takes a drastic turn for the worst as it falls behind schedule. To make matters worse, grievances are filed against the cast and crew by the plant's employees to the manager. The manager visits the set and confronts Doherty. In a ballistic tirade, the manager states that the production has overstayed its welcome. The manager is outraged by the complaints he's received over the course of their stay and berates Doherty with accusations of propping doors open and allowing entrance to the summer heat squirrels and other wildlife creatures, littering the floors with cheesies and bits of meat, eating the employees' cookies and damaging the company coffee pot. Doherty is devastated. The film appears doomed. Doomed. The alternative is a return visit to Conestoga Tire and Rim, where a vacant office is dressed up as Dr. Hollock's office. Instead of the entire scene taking place in the lab, as it was originally written in the script, the action shifts to another location. Luckily, enough was filmed at the lab in the first place to ensure an unnoticeable transition, despite the fact that the office scene was shot 2.5 months afterwards.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're not going to show the table.
A softer, more flexible model of the transformed Theodore is rigged with fishing line. Timing is crucial. The take must be made quickly or the pliable model will harden and another will have to be constructed, which would require an additional hour or 2 of valuable time. Luckily enough, the special effect works on the first take.
Action.
It would seem that Theodore and Demetrius have just formed some kind of a bond.
This is not that take.
It's fascinating. Willie, would you mind if I kept him here overnight? That way I can...
No, I want him to come home with me.
But I must find out why they're suddenly behaving this way.
Place the responsibility of their care to me for the superior business.
What? What's the devil gotten into you, Russell?
Okay. Frame.
Action.
All my finkies have now shed their outer skin to reveal a crude underlying epidermis, a stark contrast to their once pleasant appearance. What once resembled a Nerf toy now looks a lot like something found in a butcher's shop. The creatures also seem to have mating capabilities with those of the same type, or genre, if you will, i.e. pulsator bonds with pulsator, tactile with another tactile, perhaps, exciter with exciter. I still wish I had one of those.
In the finished film, through the miracle of editing, the water pollution control plant footage is joined with the Conestoga footage, compressing a time span of 75 days to appear as though not even a second had elapsed.
Lucky ducky. I'd like an exciter myself. But these little suckers are so darned expensive. Would you come in here for a moment, please? I have something to show you.
The transition.
These are my Mars pets.
Following the doctor's lab are the biking exterior scenes shot on the streets of East Kildonan and River Heights. No light setups are required as natural sunlight is utilized. For the biking, only a skeleton crew of 5 are needed. A much larger crew is required for the men in black shots, however. The confiscation officers, dubbed COs, are the foot soldiers of the government. Unfortunately, the videographer was not present for this portion of the film. An overcast sky, episodes of rain and sunny breaks play havoc with the exposure, which causes a difficulty in matching the shots. To the best of their ability, the crew makes the necessary adjustments to accommodate the inconsistency of Mother Nature's light. The delays caused by the weather means unaccomplished shots must be picked up at a later date. 2 weeks later, the street exteriors are completed over a course of 4 hours in a single day. Next up, exterior, field, day. The videographer once again takes a day off, which leads to speculation that the videographer must be a vampire. The scene where Willie Popcorn buries his Finky on the outskirts of town to hide it from the COs was originally meant to take place in a forest. Bushed-in thickets were scouted during pre-production, but the forest setting was reconsidered after encountering massive infestations of mosquitoes everywhere. The fields in the yards of Conestoga Tire, now known as Conestoga Studios, suffice. The Popcorn family temporarily inhabits the home of Doherty's brother and his girlfriend. Again, the videographer stayed at home where he likely snoozed the day away in his coffin.
Well. If it isn't Smarty Pants.
From Willie's house to the outdoors and the fields at Conestoga Studios, there is some concern about shooting at night on the hilly, rugged terrain. Its uneven and pothole-marred surface is carefully inspected beforehand to avoid any unpleasant stumbles by the cast or crew. It can be dangerous, especially when it's dark and you're wearing sunglasses. A fogger is implemented for atmosphere. The night is perfect. Cool temperatures keep most insects at bay and the air is still, allowing a smoky blanket of fog to creep along the foliage. The rise of beam pierced through the suspended fog like laser beams, the effect Doherty had hoped for.
So, somebody gonna tell me what's going on?
I know what these creatures are and what their plan is.
Plan? What plan?
Each Finky is a separate component of a much larger organism. This organism is made up of all of these tiny individual creatures.
Well, how do you know all this?
Makes sense. Listen, each pet is a separate component of a much larger organism.
Orchestrating the actors into position, Doherty readies a group shot where an empty hell where Willie had buried his Finky is discovered. The shots involving Beau and Con are completed first so as not to keep them up too late in the night. I'm having burritos for dinner after my overdub session.
Speed. Scene 291, take one. Mark it. Frame.
Action.
This yours? Where are they? Are you certain this tank is yours?
Don't get it.
Are you sure this is where you buried him, boy?
No. No, 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 no! Now.
Hey, Russell, it's me, Willie from school. Right at me, bud.
255, take one. Mark it. Frame.
Action.
Do not waste your time, fools, for that which you all seek will not be found. Who is Russell?
Action.
Behold, the new conqueror of this world you call Earth. Behold, the superior.
Action. God.
See the monster?
Go.
An actor stumbles.
Cut. Good. Well, action.
Hey, Doc!
It's magnificent. Such wonder and glory.
Great, come on.
I'm ready. Roll camera.
Rolling?
Action.
The lightness of the hour takes its toll on the weary director and his camera operator. The Superior. A towering 10-story high monster is in actuality just under 6 feet. Two actors contribute to bringing it to life. Sean the Murphy dons the costume for the first takes, which are shot in the same locations as the previous night scenes, the fields at Conestoga Studios. An extremely pared-down crew of only Doherty and Danchak are necessary. The costume is stiff, it's awkward, mobility difficult, but sufficient for what Doherty wishes to accomplish. The lights are carefully placed in order to emulate moonlight. The sequence is shot with the Bolex camera. Great care must be taken of where Murphy steps. If he should lose his footing, like a turtle on its back, Murphy is not getting up. Murphy's path is plotted before the take. Limited vision inside the mask makes it nearly impossible for Murphy to see where he is headed. Therefore, each step is memorized beforehand during the dry runs. The footage is printed and viewed. Unfortunately, much of it is too dark. Retakes are scheduled. This time, Scott Cameron now has the honor of filling in for where Murphy left off. Learning from mistakes the first time around, the costume is modified to better suit the actor and to allow improved mobility. The costume is much more flexible this time around. The monster's appendages move. The appendages move much more fluidly. The night that the retakes are shot is as chilly as the other night they shot. In fact, some of that good old Canadian fluffy white stuff falls from the sky. But the white specks should be negligible on film. Up next, the strenuous decapitation scenes. To regain focus, the crew take a warm coffee break to get prepped for the difficulty of what lies ahead. The Spurs doll awaits to be filled with the red liquid. Cameron makes last-minute adjustments. The Spurs doll is filled and loaded, standing by. The sun is rising and splashing too much undesirable light on the set. It is of no concern, however. Pulling off the special effect is first and foremost on everyone's mind. Doherty positions himself at the monster's feet with the filled water bottle in his grasp. He recites a silent prayer as the shot gets underway. The messy task is done. Everything works. After 131 hours of shooting over 16 days, the grueling principal photography is long last wrapped. Doherty rewards himself with a taste of the bubbly. An important stage is complete, but a new ballgame begins. Post-production. 5,600 feet of footage is printed and ready for editing. 1,600 feet of quarter-inch magnetic tape recorded during production is ready for transfer onto magnetic stock. All sound that was captured during filming is recorded onto the mag stock for editing purposes.
Station.
Cutting begins in the editing suites of the Winnipeg Film Group. Armed with the film footage and the accompanying sound, the arduous, meticulous and monotonous task of splicing the picture with the sound is underway. At the end of this particular project, Doherty will have spent 53 days, 200 hours and 2 heads of hair in the editing facilities at the film group. After synchronizing all of the takes with sound, Doherty carefully selects the best of each shot. These are assembled over a lengthy period of time until a rough cut is made. Without proper sound effects, missing lines of dialogue, and the absence of a musical score, the rough cut assembly is somewhat discouraging. After a countless number of viewings, Doherty becomes numb to the film. The footage is now just images passing by his eyes.
Not much time. Where did you hide the creatures?
I gave them up. A truck came along and took them away.
Don't lie to us, boy. That never happened. You checked on her.
What's going on here? Who are you people?
Please, it's important that you tell us where you've hidden the creatures.
Separately recorded sound effects are made. Sounds of a toilet flush, a clicking clock, rustling clothes, footsteps and more are recorded. In all, 127 sound effects are acquired and spliced into the soundtrack. The trim bins are a godsend and allowed proper assortment of all trims, both picture and its matching sound partner. Sadly, only 1/6 of the film and sound are used. The rest is, as they say, left on the cutting room floor. For lines of dialogue missed during the shoot, actors are scheduled for overdub sessions. These additional recordings are also worked into the soundtrack. The final copy draws closer to completion. Here we have, for your perusal, a couple of scenes that were cut from the final film, not used in the final cut.
Louder, please.
Some of these probably already know what this is. I hope you won't explain. Use clothes? Like, put on a new suit or something? Or maybe a Speedo? Look, Popcorn, I always knew we can. This one no, don't! Fit! What's the big deal? Just a crummy animal with arms. Bobby.
After paring the film down to a 26-minute running time, the picture is locked. All is ready. Here are some of the actors' overdub sessions.
I wish I had some answers, but I do not. I'm just as much in the dark over this whole thing as you are.
Okay. What type of creature is it? Willie Popcorn. So, the figgy belongs to you.
4 rolls of sound accompany the picture. 1 roll for music, another for dialogue, another for sound effects and additional dialogue bits, and another for sound effects and ambience.
About a 5-second.
The music is scored by Kevin Doherty over a period of 30 days. Most of the music is created on a Yamaha EX7 keyboard. Its vast range of instrumental sounds, along with a handy-dandy built-in workstation, make it a perfect instrument for the task at hand. As a guide, the film is scored with temp music from other motion pictures. Inspiration is then borrowed from the works of Jerry Goldsmith, John Williams, Bernard Herrmann, James Horner, John Barry, and Elmer Bernstein to create a distinct dramatic sound for the film. An ode tune composed by Doherty in the mid-80s is chosen as the film's theme. Its haunting and mysterious riff lend to the illusion of impending doom. Lighter melodies are also created for the scenes in which a more pleasant atmosphere is needed. With the aid of a monitor, video footage of selected scenes that require a mood emphasized by musical score are played simultaneously with Doherty's keyboard playing. The film's music is recorded instrument by instrument and track by track and stored on diskette to be easily recalled when needed. Some of the more complicated songs use up to 13 different instrumental sounds, all to be properly mixed and integrated together.
There it is.
After all compositions are complete, the score is recorded onto 1/4-inch tape, which is then transferred to mag stock. Marrying the music to the film is the easiest and most gratifying aspect of the entire editing process. With all components of the film complete, the next step is the sound mix. All 4 rows of sound with the dialogue, music, ambience, sound effects and overdubs are all mixed together in a giant digital pot. In the editing studio, only 2 rows of sound can be played with the picture at a time. However, here at the mixing studios, all sound rolls are combined and played with the picture simultaneously. It is the first time Doherty sees the picture with the complete soundtrack.
Oh, no. Do not waste your time, fools. That which you all seek.
It is during this session where sounds that are barely audible are increased in volume. vice versa for sounds that are too loud. Additional effects such as echoes and distortion are done here as well. Once the sound optical track is printed on the film is watched through a projector where the timing is evaluated. Timing is the technical term used for adjusting picture quality. At the laboratory, contrast, brightness, and coloration are corrected to the best of their ability so all the shots match evenly. Here are some of the shots in the film that had to be adjusted.
That was a fine show and tell item, Milton. You may return to your seat now. Willie Popcorn? That was a fine show and tell item, Milton. You may return to your seat now.
Notice the wonderful difference.
Willie Popcorn?
After the timing of the picture is corrected, the final stage of production is complete. $12,000 later, I Common Pieces is at long last done and ready for an audience. The film is screened privately for friends, relatives and cast and crew on May 13th, 2000. The fruits of all labour and effort poured into this production is seen in glorious black and white on the silver screen. A dream is realised. Although a film may last for only a brief period of time before the eyes of an audience, little is really known about how many obstacles and hurdles are faced. Episodes of despair and futility are encountered many times during the course of making a film. But adopting a no retreat, no surrender attitude, the insurmountable odds can be overcome. Ambition must flow freely. It must be allowed to run its course. I Common Pieces may not suit all tastes. It may not appeal to anyone at all. It may not be looked upon as a great work of art, but the satisfaction in beating the elements and accomplishing a project is a more important goal. Personally, for Doherty, it is a great achievement.